There are times when building a new internal product is successful. When should you look internally versus when should you look externally?
Yeah, 100%. I've built in my career, built what I consider lots of successful ventures inside of corporations. And I think the ones that were most successful were when we recognized that these aren't startups. We are going to leverage the assets, resources, capabilities, competencies of the corporation to make this thing work and to beat the startups that are trying to do this outside. With corporations, we often look at new ideas when we're partnering with a corporation to look at opportunities to go build new startups. We focus entirely on building external startups, but along the way, we'll generate lots of ideas. And what I've found across our work over the last 5 years plus is that maybe 80% or so of the ideas that we'll generate along the way are things that the corporation should go pursue internally. It's only maybe 20%. It's definitely the minority of ideas that we come up with are things that really fit the mold or should be built as an external startup. So the question then arises, when should we build internally versus when should we build externally? At a high level, the answer for me is if it's something that is strategically critical, meaning the future of the corporation depends on the success of this venture, you probably want to control that and do that internally. On the other hand, if it's only strategically interesting, this might turn out to be big. We just don't know yet. That's going to be better done outside. That's one criterion we look at. Another one that I think is pretty important comes down to the nature of the problem that you're trying to solve through the new venture. This is dramatically oversimplifying it, but corporations are really good at execution, at scaled execution. In fact, global, scaled, capital efficient execution. That is what they are designed to do. And so if you have an execution problem, and by that a problem that you look at and say, we know what to do, we know what the solution is, we just need to go do it. A corporation's going to beat startups at those types of problems every day. Now, on the other hand, if it's what we call a learning problem, where you know what the problem is, you're not sure yet what the solution is. In fact, it's ambiguous. You've got some ideas, but you're not sure what's going to play out. Startups are really good at learning. They're really bad at execution in a capital efficient way in the way corporations are, but they're really good at learning. So you have to do a triage up front and say, is this an execution problem or is it a learning problem? And send it through the right channels for success.